Ahoy mateys! I just saw the new SpongeBob movie, and aside from being confused as to why Ice Spice Fish exists, I had a pretty good time. And shout out to the little kid who sat beside me, who was wearing light up LED shoes in the dark theater, while speaking loudly in his mother tongue to his mother. Anyways, while the movie wasn't perfect, it had a little bit of that OG SpongeBob twang. Disgustingly detailed close-ups, a few adult jokes to keep the parents entertained, and a few times witty and funny humor. But I will say about half of the jokes didn't land for me, and they had the vibe of being written for literal babies. Like, it's painfully obvious which jokes the writing team actually put effort into making, and the ones that were just thrown in there to appeal to the literal toddlers. However, I will say that the animation was really good. I tend to find 3D animated toons have less expression and creativity than 2D, but I think the artist did a great job of taking the SpongeBob style and making it work for 3D. Every character has their own unique texture to them, and specific ways their body reacts to the environment around them. The Flying Dutchman has a unique painting-like way his body is shaded. It resembles an oil painting, with the way his lighter and darker shades of green are blended together. Mr. Krabs' body reflects light, kind of like metal, which helps him stand out more whenever he's the focal point of a shot. And SpongeBob and Patrick look like they're pulled straight from the cartoon, but like RTXified. And as always, the voice cast for SpongeBob is top-notch. It's probably the only thing from the OG days that remained top quality. And while I love Mark Hamill, it did feel weird that they recasted him as the Flying Dutchman. It may have been in favor for marketability, but at the same time, the artist they chose for the movie to feature in the song is probably one most fans won't care much about, especially the kids going into this. But something everyone will care about is how well are SpongeBob and the gang portrayed, and honestly, they're decent for the most part. My biggest grievance is how, with Modern SpongeBob, likes to make him a cowardly pushover and a crybaby, when he really wasn't like that. Yeah, he's a kind guy, who at times is too forgiving, but he knew when to stand on business and put his foot down. He's sorta like the 2004 movie, in the sense that he's told he's a little baby boy, and that he feels the need to show everybody that he's a man. As for Patrick, he's only here for comedic relief, and there were times where he got me to chuckle, but the other times, he just annoyed the fuck out of me. And while he normally doesn't get much attention in the show, the Dutchman was kinda the best character in the whole movie. He was easily the most entertaining. His personality was one of the few that wasn't butchered by the new writers, and his jokes don't overstay their welcome. But it does feel like they retcon things for the movie. Like, unless it happens at a different point in the timeline, things feel out of place. Because I'm pretty sure SpongeBob and the Dutchman are friends, but in this movie, they've never met. And apparently Mr. Krabs wasn't a real pirate, despite there being an episode where he was. But something I do like about the change is that we get a deeper insight into the Dutchman's lore, and why he's always such a devious little goblin. Another standout would be Mr. Krabs. He's a lot kinder and considerate in the movie, as opposed to his regular cartoon self. You almost forget he likes money, because in this movie, he really doesn't bring it up. It's just funny to think about him selling SpongeBob's soul for a few cents in the show, but in this movie, he will literally go to hell for SpongeBob. Although, I will say plot-wise, is where I think the movie falls short a bit. So, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Alright, let's go. So, SpongeBob wakes up one day, feeling himself like a real but gets his confidence shattered by Mr. Krabs. But he gets a chance to prove himself. He goes on an epic quest with Patrick, where he learns to be more courageous and more confident. And right at the end, when things seem bleak, a bunch of wacky Scooby-Doo bullshit happens, and they save Lego City. Now, does that sound familiar? Because we already got a movie like this 21 years ago. It just feels odd as the movie progressed to see that they went with such a similar base for the plot. I get that the events surrounding it are different, but it does just feel like the same thing with the new coat of paint. Although I do think choosing to expand on the Dutchman's lore was a great choice, and having them explore the Underdark from Baldur's Gate 3 was cool. I just wanted SpongeBob's arc to be something we haven't seen before, as opposed to just him being more confident, and then by the time they do another movie, he's gonna be scared again and have to regain his confidence. It just feels like we've seen this before. Now, did I think the movie was good? Well, it didn't tickle my asshole that well, but it also didn't offend me greatly. I've seen some people bash the shit out of this, but that's mostly because of Ice Spice, and I don't think that's a good argument for the quality of a movie. I've also seen people bring up the fact that the humor isn't as clever as it used to be, and while I'd agree, I think it's apparent we'll never have that OG SpongeBob humor back. It just ain't happening, man. And the other main point I've seen online is that the movie is just alright, which is where I land with my opinion. Don't go in expecting something amazing. It definitely won't live up to your childhood, but if you do see it, try to keep an open mind. It's probably better than you think it is. And with that all considered, I give the movie a solid 7 out of 10. It wasn't super great, but it didn't piss me off.